Hi there, welcome to Pursuing the Bitter Pursuit series. Let's dive into it. I want to ask you a question and I want you to pay particular attention so that you can be able to process and answer very well. What do you see on the screen? Pause and try to process. What are you seeing on the screen? Did you see the black line, the black thick line on the side? Did you see the white rectangle with the red dot sits? I guess you didn't, right? Your focus was on the red dot, right? Exactly like I thought. You are actually not different from many people. Every one of us, we actually suffer from what is called sustained inattentional blindness. Now, sustained inattentional blindness is a theory that was pioneered by cognitive psychologist Daniel Simons in 1999. It actually brings to light many things that every one of us, we are blind. We actually have a certain degree of blindness. We only see what we are focused on. When you looked at that picture, you are able only to see the red dot. And that is how all of us see life. What you see about your life is not the fullness of your life. What you see about your career, what you see about your future could only be that dot, that smaller portion of it. And I actually want to give a practical example of this. Have you ever bought a red dress or a car? And before you add that red dress or that red jacket or whatever color it is, before you add that and then you bought it at a later stage, you realize that before you had it, you are not able to see a lot of those particular items or that particular dress or that phone or that car. But the moment you bought it, you began to see it everywhere. It's because before you bought it, you suffered or you had what is called sustained inattentional blindness. You are only able to see what you focus on. You're only able to see what you aim at. You're only able to see that which you desire. And that is the way we look at life. And this is the reason why being closed-minded is a very bad idea. And this is the reason why you need to have something that is beyond you, that is beyond your knowledge. Because if the knowledge that you have, if that which you know, if all that you have and know about your life is sufficient enough to make you live for in the future and encounter the circumstances of the future, there will be no need for you to learn. There will be no need for you to work hard. But all of us have this disease or this condition called sustained inattentional blindness. What that entails is that you and I are not enough on our own to live life to the fullest. We need something beyond us. We need a higher power. We need a higher calling. And I want to highlight three things basically that will make you live life in a better way, in a more comprehensive manner. Number one, you need a clear conscience. You know, God gave us, so every one of us, even if you don't believe in God, we have that conscience. The conscience seems to know more than we know in our brains. It will tell us about things. It will tell you not to do things. It will actually own you prior you doing something that when you do this is going to happen. Many of us have been ignoring our conscience, and in the end we have contaminated it. In the process, we end up failing to discern the future, failing to discern opportunities. You know, I want to remember one scenario that I experienced. There was a time I had meetings and I never had transport back then. And my conscience told me, Matthews, wake up and just take a shower, embark on this journey, go for those meetings. Those meetings were very critical to the success of our business. The other voice told me, no, you don't have money, you don't have transport, how are you gonna move? And again, I sat there, I said, I'm gonna go tomorrow. But then the conscience pressed upon my mind, said, no, and my heart, you need to leave, you need to take a shower, don't worry about transport. I had to obey the conscience. I took a shower. The moment I come out of the gate, immediately I came out of the gate. I met my friend and he had a car. He was going to the very place where I was going. And he asked me, Matthews, where are you going? And I said, I'm actually going to town and I'm going for these meetings. I said, I'm actually going to that very place. We went together. And then we did the meetings and that meeting produced a lot of great success for our business. And many of us have missed opportunities because we don't listen to our conscience. You need a conscience. You need to learn to listen to your conscience. Number two, you need a purpose. Purpose holds the value of your life. Purpose is something that is bigger than you. It is beyond your knowledge. It is something that you keep learning. It has many facets to it. Without purpose, it simply means your value will not be there in your life. And lastly, you need God. God is the author and the finisher of your life. And many of you can argue, I don't need God in my life. But I want to ask you to take a closer look at your circumstances that surround your life. Take a closer look at events that have happened in your life. You will notice that there are events that are beyond your control. And when you look at the whole pattern, you're going to see that there are forces behind the scenes who are controlling and pulling the triggers of those circumstances. There should be a supernatural power. Many of us who attest that some of the opportunities we have gotten are beyond our credibility, are beyond our credentials, are beyond that which we don't even deserve them. Who are the forces behind that? Is it just life happening by accident? I don't think so. There is a greater power, there is a higher authority that keeps controlling the events of your life. Actually, when you look at many things of your life, it shows that you are designed in a particular manner by a designer. Look at your interest, for example. You don't just get interested in things. It's like interest chose you before you were interested in them. What you only do is to discover what interests you. You can try to force yourself on something that doesn't interest you naturally, and you know very well that is not going to work for you. So, what am I trying to communicate? You need God. It shows all the events of your life shows that you need God, because all of us suffer from sustained inattentional blindness. Our knowledge is not enough, and that's why we need to keep learning. Whatever that we have at the moment is not enough, so we need a clear conscience so that it regulates our life. It points out certain things and we act accordingly so that we can be able to live in a better manner. We need a clear purpose so that our life has a meaning, even when we experience circumstances that we cannot comprehend. But when we have a meaning in life, when we have understood the purpose of our lives, we'll be able to channel the circumstances towards that purpose. And above all, you need God, because only God can help you discover your purpose. In other words, I implore you to seek to understand your purpose. And you know what? Your conscience and your purpose find their true fulfillment in your commitment to God. So become friends with God and ask Him why He created you. Find out the reason of your existence. And when you do that, you're going to maintain a clear conscience, and that will simplify your life and enable you to experience meaning. My dear friend, seek God.